Hi, this is Al Souza from Kraken Studios. Today we're going to be going over a little bit of gameplay with heroes and armies. I picked Ammonon, which is in the lower right area of the map. We went to war with Marsh House and Scotty, so I could show you what a field combat and a siege looks like. So we had an interesting situation happen this turn. A famine appeared, and so we are producing less food than normal. And the famine has spread to a lot of my locations. Let's go up here. Armies, you left click select, right click to move and attack. You could select, for example, say just limited amount of units to move. Those will stay behind, the other ones will go ahead. And you can undo. Once you hit an enemy, you can't undo anymore. So we want to attack this guy over here. We're at war with him. Move over here. All my units can attack. The number on the left shows you your cavalry advantage. Number on the right shows you their terrain advantage in this field combat. Number above is the weather effect on combat. We right click and the results pop up. With the flag over here, you can see they have a leader. The stars over here show you the morale. Our morale is not very good because we have 2 militia and swordsmen, so it tends to be on the weaker side. They have stronger morale with these guys. They're trained. We can go to the battle log, and it shows you they're led by Julian. He has a better commander rating than us. The gods favored the attacker. That's the luck roll, and it gives you the result of everything. Now, for a unit to get pursuit damage from cavalry, they have to break. Okay, so we're going to go over here for sieging. Move these guys up. In sieges, cavalries don't mean anything, and so thus you don't get a cavalry advantage. And instead of showing a terrain modifier, it shows a fortification modifier. Another thing that you can do with a siege like this is that you can surround all the hexes around it with units, and that'll put it in starvation mode, which means they have to rely on their food storage, which is at the location. Once that expires, the units start starving and it becomes easier to attack the location with a siege. Sieges are very difficult. A well-fortified location like a 5, 6, 7, 8 will take a lot of resources to take. So we're just going to right click this over here. And we got a breach, and what a breach means is that their fortification level drops. You destroyed one of the fortifications, so you can see it went down to 4. We can go over here. We can see the siege combat, and you notice that despite us outnumbering them 2 to 1, we took more losses than they did. The breach was defeated, and they kicked us back. Shows you we have a penalty for attacking across the river. There's no commander in this army, so our commanders are equal. The local commander, which means somebody that's over there that's trained, they have a 6. You can put heroes as your commanders, but some heroes are not suited for commanders because they're not that smart. So now we're going to take a look down here at heroes. So one of the fun things is grabbing your heroes and going around to the taverns, asking around the commoners and say, hey, anything interesting happening over here? Any monsters? Any crazy rumors? So it will reveal a rumor location. It's like, hey, like if you ever played an RPG game, there were these people assaulted by the caves in the hills over there near Emo's mine, and this is the kind of stuff that it represents. So we're going to move over here, and we want to explore, and we find nothing. So that's how you start. You can only ask to explore rumors like once a turn per location, but you can keep looking for these. Oh, one got revealed. So we don't know what it is until we enter. So what I like to do is I go in, I get a reading for how hard it is. I don't go anywhere, especially not with one hero, and I leave. And now for next turn, I know, okay, this is a medium difficulty adventure. The H is for high, H is for high, M is for medium, L is for low, and then the extreme adventures are X's. The low adventures are fairly simple for you to beat. We're still adjusting it so it's kind of fair and challenging, but it's generally to get your heroes up so you could go after the medium and high adventures. The adventures, each of the areas over here, they have a little description and they have a unique picture. Of course, you're going to run into pictures that are repeated because we don't have infinite rooms. But as the game gets updates, I'll keep adding more rooms to the game as I find pictures that I can buy and more descriptions. So we start off over here. Each of the heroes has a function. They have different things that they can do. Let's go around and look to see what's here. New picture, new description. You'll encounter traps along the way, and sometimes you'll encounter monsters. This tells you how many monsters there are. This is your enemies list. A little description of them, what they do. This one is like a warrior. Their stats. You're going to see monsters, which are called spawns in this game, grouped by like their climate, by their category. So you might have a dungeon full of bandits, or an adventure full of bandits. You might have an adventure full of animal deformities. You might have an adventure full of undead. You might have an adventure full of cultists. So when you get into combat, this is a very simple one, so there's not much need to be done. But you have options with your different classes. So the warrior can attack with a bonus to hit, bash with no bonus, but it kind of like disables the other being, the monster, for the round. They could block where they draw hits and get a bonus to defense, or they can evade where they get a really bad penalty to hit, but they double their defense and they're trying not to die. And you only do this if like you're really injured and out of heals. So the adventure's purposes are finding traps, searching to get you extra gold, finding secret doors. So they're kind of like a warrior without the block and without the bash. That's what they do. But they're handy to have an adventure because you could run into several traps and that will amount to a lot of damage. So what they do is they'll spot the trap and they'll disarm it so you don't get damaged. If you don't have one of these, you don't disarm them and you just take the damage. Druid is a healer. He's a mix of a kind of like a warrior and a healer, and he has a special ability where he has an extra chance of leaving an adventure if you get in a bad situation. And the leave button is over here. So you get into a combat with a lot of monsters. If they outnumber you, it's going to be really hard to leave. And if you're injured, a druid is good to increase your chance of escaping the situation. The druids, clerics, and mages, we don't have a mage in this group. They could fight with magic, which is the same thing as melee, except that there are some monsters that are resistant to melee, some monsters are resistant to magic. Now all the spellcasters add up to your enchantments over here. Your defense bonus, which is extra armor, your magic resistance, healing, penetrating magic resistance creatures, penetrating tough armor creatures like dragons, which are called tarragons, and a number of searches that you can have. So the other ability that healing classes have, like a druid or a priest, is that they can heal. They could heal heroes for up to 3 points every round. If they select the heal option, then they don't attack. So you select the options that you want to do. In this case, we're just going to attack this guy completely and not even worry about things. Oops. Let me do a slower combat so you see what's going on. Each hero takes a swing. If you get surprise on the monsters, they get surprise on you. Then they all go first or you all go first. If you don't, then it goes depending on your cleverness. So we killed this monster. We were healed. We searched. We found a little bit of gold and treasure. We're going to keep exploring for a little while. Encounter another monster. Let's kill it quick. So at the end of combat, if some guys are injured, the healers will automatically heal them. So now we encountered another hero, another spawn, and this guy has different abilities. He's an Aegis, which he adds armors to all the spawn. He's a conserver, so he lets them resist magic and spells. He's a warlock, which means that he weakens any heroes that have toughness. And he's resistant to magic. So luckily we're all fighting melee over here, so we don't have to worry about him too much. He casts a spell. He's a magic using guy. Your guy gets injured. Spellbound. This is the same thing as a bash. So when a spellcaster, one of their options is the mages. We don't have any mages in this group, so they have the same abilities as the healer, as the healing kind of class, except they don't have the heal. They have spellbind, which is the same thing as a bash for a warrior. So in this case, the druid gets spellbound by the madcap. Oh my goodness! And one of my heroes got crit by the madcap and killed. I didn't expect that. In this game, you take 1 to 3 damage. And there is a chance, a small chance, that you take critical damage, which like doubles the amount of damage you could take. In this case, the madcap, hit one of my heroes so hard that he killed them. So One thing about this game is that don't get attached to your heroes because they can easily die. If you ever played Darkest Dungeon, you know there's no hero attachment. So don't expect heroes to become super powerful. They will die eventually, especially in the higher level dungeons. We killed this guy. We do a little searching. We can continue on to the adventures. There's still 28 spawns left. One of these locations will have a leader group, which when you beat, you have a chance to get a magic item. And once all the spawn are cleared from the adventure, then the adventure is removed from the map. And that pretty much sums up what you do for a turn. We went over in the other tutorials about the economic menu, districts, building buildings, the economics, the building units, and trading, research, and diplomacy. So this is the part that's the fun part where you go around. The game is of moderate complexity, but there's always a lot to do every single turn. And I will keep updating this game and adding more stuff to it as time goes on. And that's it for the video. Have a great day.